Segueing over into our last segment, Legacy in Color Prism View Reflections. Where is EXO now and what is their current identity? Heavy question, I know. Also, including the fact that we have so many different units. We've had so many different units. Everyone's had a solo career. On top of that, there have been so many changes within EXO because we are currently now in Crown era, where we have gone from nine to
Sometimes six, sometimes
six,
five.
sometimes five, exactly. Sometimes six, sometimes five. And then CBX has their own issues that they're trying to rectify with SM, so they have been left out of the comeback. Where are we at right now? Where are we
I feel
at?
like as a whole, XO understands their catalog.
Mm,
They are artists who are hyper aware of their name and their legacy. Um, they're performers who are no longer trying to prove anything. Our skills have walked before us. You can't say anything. They've matured so much. Like getting to go back into their discography and listen to it, watch it chronologically. Can't even say the word
chronically,
chronologically.
chronologically.
It no longer feels like it no longer feels like they're trying to create
Hmm.
this bigger than life persona, this godlike thing like they were trying to do in the beginning, like this big myth thing. They are living it. And
Yeah.
I don't say that lightly because I
Mm-mm.
believe in God with a big G. But like they are literally like this bigger than life thing, and they don't have to pretend to be that, and that's such an
Mm-mm.
amazing thing for artists to be that thing that
Hmm.
younger artists currently want to be, that
Yeah.
generations coming after are going to talk about, are going to try to emulate. And I
Hmm.
think that's so refreshing. Like, I love it. I really
I
love it
have
for
to
them.
agree.
They are so secure.
Yeah, I have to agree because I know coming in, this is my first EXO comeback because this is, of
Mm.
course, after Kai has finished his military service and everything else, so they were able to start planning for the comeback. So me coming in new with the discourse of CBX, will they, won't they be a part of EXO? Again, like I said, I didn't really start diving into the depths of EXO until mid-January. So it's been a little over a
Yeah.
month. Um, but I don't really know the ins and outs, just being honest. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if you're cutting out three members of a nine-man group, and then you got one member who you don't really know if he's going to be involved or not because sometimes he in it, sometimes he not because he has other things that he's got to do in China. What is that going to mean for the overall sound of EXO? Mind you, most of the core vocal line is sitting over there in CBX. So what's
Mm.
going to happen to these members over here? I didn't realize until the comeback happened and then getting into the group that if it had been three, they would have been straight. Because EXO is EXO regardless of how many numbers it is. Not to say that everybody is not relevant or doesn't play a big part, they do. But we have said
Mhm.
since the beginning that SM almost foreshadowingly prepared in the event it ain't y'all, it's gonna be y'all. There is a
Mhm.
counterpart for every single person, and they trained them to be able to fit every part. As if to say, at some point, there probably wasn't gonna be all y'all around.
Mhm.
Foreshadowing, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so the fact that with the crown comeback, which if anyone follows me on TikTok, I said it. I said it loud. I said it real loud, and I screamed it. One of the best comebacks since I've been in K-pop, period. And the only other album I will put Crown or Reverse up against I keep calling it the Crown comeback, but it's the
Because
reverse
it
comeback
is.
because the album is called Reverse.
Listen,
Um, but the only other album I have put it up against toe to toe where it comes to musically, artistically, sonically being pleasing, immaculate, perfect in an album and an R&B album at that is Wano Syndrome album.
listen
The
to
only
me
one I put it
now.
up against. But the EXO's Reverse album with only having 5, 6 members is one of the best albums to be put out in 2026. Period. And they sound like EXO.
Yeah.
You can tell Becky, Schumann, and Chen aren't there. You can because their voices carry weight. You can tell they're not there. But what you can't tell is that that's not EXO. It is
Hmm.
EXO. And the song choices, the vocal arrangements, everything, they, just like you said, they don't have shit to prove to anybody anymore. They've been said that. We don't got to prove nothing to
Hmm.
nobody. We are here. We are who we are, and we are confident and know who we are. And we're always going to know who we are. EXO is EXO. EXO is
The
going to stand the
DNA
test of
does not
time.
change
Yes,
regardless who on the stage.
the DNA does not change regardless of who's on the stage. And this 5, 6 man comeback, and the reason I say 5, 6 is because Lay ain't always there. He ain't always there. And I would be very surprised if we truly ever see him really performing with EXO, to be honest. Like he wasn't there for the award show. They have a concert in South Korea that's gonna be happening in April.
Bro.
Lay's not gonna be there. He wasn't there for the fan meet. So it's I say 5, 6 because he's still a part. He still
Hmm.
recorded for the album. He still was in music videos, but he's not really there.
He still does promotions
He
on
still does promotions, but
TikTok.
he's not there. But even with these 5, 6 and this comeback, the comeback has been executed immaculately, if I'm being
Yeah.
100% honest. And here's another thing I want to say. There is a weirdness with fourth gen right now because fourth gen came in at almost the peak of third gen, if I'm being 100% honest.
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, at most of these third gen groups' peaks, they started going off into the military. As they're going off into the military and coming back and shuffling around, fourth gen is on the rise. And when I say fourth gen is on the rise, I mean fourth gen has been on the rise. Groups like Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and Hype, and P1 Harmony are on the
17.
rise. 17,
And
17 is technically third gen.
they straddle the fence.
They're 3.5. We'll call them 3.5, but technically 17 is considered third gen, so they're 3.5. But you've got these other that are actual fourth gen groups on the rise coming up. And so while everybody's shifting in and out of the military, trying to figure out, what we gonna do with who we got left, fourth gen groups as a whole are coming in. Mind you, we are paying into groups. So third gen is exploring solo options, while fourth gen groups are making statements. Now
Hmm.
you've got the third gen coming back because military service is over for majority of everybody, if not everybody. You have those exceptions like Monster X is doing their comeback now with one member getting ready to go off to or has gone off to the military. I am. And there's this unk label that's being thrown on third gen with their comebacks. Oh, unks are back. The oldies are back. I have brothers and sisters older than most of third gen. I have brothers and sisters older than most of the third gen. Baby, they aren't unks. And they're not has-beens just because they haven't been relevant in the scene because there was such a rise in fourth gen while they were fulfilling their service. These men are actually getting to experience their peak for the first time. Because mind you, like I said, most of third gen's peak was happening as they were shifting off into the military and fourth gen was coming in. They're now getting to experience their peaks. They're the pushing the envelope, really being able to be free and do what they want. We're about to get some really good stuff. Not only are we about to, we did get some good stuff. Crown was so Crown. Reverse. The Reverse album was so tastefully done and so fun. The entire album is a no skip. The
Hmm.
entire album from start to finish is a no skip album, and I will debate anybody up and down about it with just the 5 or 6 members. I just believe so much in the legacy of EXO that EXO is the test of time for sure. Their group has
I
stood the test
also
of time, and now they get to ride the wave.
also feel like when they keep saying like unks and this and the third, they're really trying to do some reverse psychology or something. Like some type of
Yeah, like
juju,
there has
like
been.
trying to make them feel like that.
Hmm.
And it's because the air is unsettling. Because they feel that they literally, like you said, they left at their peak and they're coming back better than when they left when they were at their best.
Hmm.
Back it up.
And mind you, I want to clarify this by saying when we say they, we're not talking about K-pop groups. It's a lot of
Oh,
these fandoms that are
yeah,
referring
it's
to
the
these
fandom.
third gen groups as unks, oldies, has-beens. No, absolutely not. And I think a part of that plays into like the culture around age
Hmm.
in South Korean culture and Korean culture because once you reach a certain age, like we talked about in our last Prism View with Got7, a lot of them are reaching 30s, in their 30s, and that's supposed to be a cutoff point in K-pop. Like you are no longer relevant once you reach the age of 30. You no longer got that sauce when you're the age of 30. In my humble opinion, and in the mutual consensus opinion of K-pop and color, we ain't really even heard you till you reach 30.
Mm.
I ain't even really heard you till you reach 30 because there is a life experience. There's a life experience, a shift that happens at the age of 30 where, baby, you are free now. You are free. You can do what you want. You are not a kid no more. You don't have to keep up with that child kitty image that they try to portray as well. Well, and it's crazy because having y'all sing these sexy sexual songs while still wanting y'all to seem like the Virgin Mary,
It's
insane. But I
madness.
won't get off into that. I won't get off into
I also feel like it's because in this third generation, we are not used to the idols and groups re-upping their contract. And
that's a
these
very good point.
they are saying,
We're
we
not done.
because usually they do 7 at their peak, they're done because they want to experience other things. These third gen idols said, nah, we ain't, the story ain't done yet.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, let's go.
Yeah, chapter
And
two, let's go.
K-pop fans aren't used to that.
No.
You peak at 7, you're gone. The next
Yeah.
new crop come in, they peak at 7, somebody else come in. Third gen said, not on our watch. We
Yeah. We're not done
created
yet.
this wave. We about to ride it
Hmm. While also still doing what they want as adults
as
and as
adults.
grown men. And in all honesty, that, to be honest, I hope continues to make a shift in the way K-pop is done going forward. You don't
Hmm.
have to be cut off after 7 years and then go find something else to do, or feel like you can't live your life until you've done 7 years of K-pop and then you can go on. If you want to, sure, go off and do something else after 7 years. But the idea that this is a lifelong career, that I don't have to choose one or the other.
I don't understand how they expect these idols to train half of their adult youth away and to only work in their chosen field for 7 years. That's like a doctor going through med school and then your 5th year, you're out of here. I
Yeah,
just went to all that school and you're gonna tell me I can't work after I get
yeah, crazy.
mad.
You've actually kind of lost it.
Like
You kind of lost it.
I
And
still
also,
owe
it's a
y'all money,
testament
don't I?
to, and also it's a testament to the brotherhood and the relationship of the group. To
Hmm.
see these groups, even after being in the game this long, still signing up to come back and be together is a testament to what we as fandoms buy into. We're not buying into something that's false. No, they keep coming back, not because they money hungry, not because they need to, not because they, didn't really make it. No, they're
Because
established.
they're making
They
it by
got it. They're
themselves. We've
good.
seen it.
They're making it by themselves. But it's because of the love they also have for each other that's making a
Hmm.
difference. And no, I want to keep doing this with y'all. I could do it by myself, but I want to keep doing it with y'all. I've
Yeah.
absolutely 100% loved getting to know EXO. I've loved watching their comeback. I love watching their comeback content material and getting to know them, even though there's just 5 or 6 of them at this point. Um, I do have a ending question before we wrap things up. If
Hmm.
you had to introduce this group with one song and one member, what would be the song and who would be the member?
Ooh.
This is one of my favorite questions.
I honestly, I have two.
Mm,
I think it would be Tempo,
okay.
Beck. The arrangement, the vocals were vocaling,
Hmm.
and it's just a good, like, he ain't singing it to the hymn, but it's like a little appetizer, if you may. Like,
Yeah,
they can sing and they can do other stuff. So
yeah.
that's mine. I'm not gonna give my other one. I think that's perfect because then we'll be here all day talking. What about you?
I'm gonna go with Kai as the member, and I'm gonna go with Coco Pop. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Coco Pop, which is very weird for me because when I originally answered this question in my head before we got on here and I was looking at our outline, I was like Bacon Monster. That was gonna be my
I can
answer.
see that
What
too.
shifted it for me with Kai and Coco Pop was when I was looking into the history of Coco Pop, and that's actually one of the few, if not only, songs that EXO members wrote, and they wrote the
Oh,
song in different places and then sent the lyrics in together and they basically sewed the song together and crafted the song together after writing certain parts by themselves. So that is in essence what EXO could sound like if they were writing their own stuff. It's upbeat, it's fun, it's got a nice little Caribbean reggaeton kind of vibe to it. It's colorful. It's everything that's stereotypical about K-pop, but true in essence to EXO with being
groovy.
soulful, fun, groovy, kind of hip hoppy. Like, yeah. And it's fun. It's a fun watch. I will not go into detail about certain elements of the music video that I wish they would have left out. But as a whole, I love Coco Pop. I really do. It's fun and it's a good intro into a group, into K-pop, and also it's got to be Kai. Not that I it wouldn't be one of my biases for sure, but there's something that really pulls you in with Kai. That's why Kai is always at the front. They know what they're doing when they put Kai in
Kai
front
is
of a song, in
universal.
front of a music video, anything. There is something very beautiful about Kai's aura, essence, charisma, and also the man is just fine as hell.
I think with
Yeah,
Kai, like regardless of, because girls, theys, thems, he's, everybody has their type, but Kai
yes.
is this universal thing. Everybody likes him. It don't
He's
matter what your type
universified.
is. You, a fine man is a fine man, and he
A fine
is
man is a
that.
fine man. And also the duality of him because he's fine, but he's also very sweet. Like he
Mhm.
don't look like the type of fine you would want to stay away from. He looks like the sweet jock, the
Mhm.
sweet, scholar. Like he looks like he fits both molds. He's got it all together, but he's very soft, sensitive, sweet. There's something very cute as well with him.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Teddy bear,
that's
like I said earlier.
very teddy bear, which goes in hand because he actually draws teddy bears for the back of his photo cards. That's his thing. So yeah, that duality I feel would very much draw somebody in, and Coco Pop would be fun.
So good.
I'd love to see someone tell me that Coco Pop was their intro into EXO. Cause like, okay, yeah, I can
You
see
was
it.
down deep. How did you find it?
Yeah,
Like,
down deep in the archives. Where you got that from?
did somebody send that
But
to you?
because it's so deep down in the archives, it's still very much a staple. Like when I think of
Mhm.
Cocoa Pop, I also think about cream soda.
Cream,
They're not the first things that come off my head, but they're
but cream
there, they
soda.
matter,
Mhm.
and they're good. They're good. And
Cream
that's also a
soda was
testament to
so
EXO. EXO has so
grown.
many songs that even if you dig deep into the archives, it's like, baby, we could pull this out tomorrow and it'd be a hit. We could pull this out tomorrow and it'd be a hit.
That goes to the testament of the sound that they chose as their signature.
Correct.
90s, early 2000s R&B,
Timeless.
hybrid hip hop is
Mhm.
timeless.
Mhm.
It is timeless. It's something about it that just feels like soul food. And I
It
say
does.
that a lot. It just feels good. And when you do it right, it will always remain a classic. Like
Yes,
Cream
it will.
Soda sounds like it can be released today.
One
Some of
hundred
these
percent.
songs, Moonlight could be released today. And you
Yes.
can't say that about a lot of artists' discography,
Mm-mm.
not just in K-pop. So
They could show re-release the Eve tomorrow, and it
listen,
would have
guys,
everybody rushing.
whoever's
It would have everybody
listening,
rushing.
do it. I need a stage. World tour. I need y'all to open up like that. Thank you.
I love that. I'm actually very excited for them. I'm excited for the reverse era, the crown era. And I'm very excited to see what their tour looks like because they're going to start, doing concerts in South Korea, like I said, in April. So I'm going to be very curious to see what their tour starts to look like. If they're going to do a worldwide tour, I hope they do. I'd love to see them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I
excited
think I
to see
in
them in this
every
era.
prison view wanting a tour, wanting to
Yeah,
see them
yeah,
on the stage.
yeah.
Like
Because also, I'm
and
curious to see what their set list is going to look like.
yeah.
Like, what
Like what
songs
are
are
you
we
gonna
going
do?
to
How
bring
deep are you
back?
gonna go?
How deep are you going to dive into your discography for this? Yeah, I am. I'm excited to see what EXO's comeback and Crown Reverse era is going to look like for sure. And I'm rooting for them. I'm ready for SM and CBX's
Teams
a
to get it
situation to be
together.
done. Whatever comes of it, I'm ready for it to be done
Yeah.
because I'm sure this is unsettling
Weighing
for
heavy on them too.
all members, not just CBX, but also everyone that's the rest of EXO that are a part of the comeback. I couldn't imagine planning this comeback thinking I'm going to be able to do it with all nine of my members, and then no,
Yeah.
we have to start the comeback without three of our members. And I like to think they that it's a brotherhood for a lot of these groups. I couldn't imagine getting ready to do something as monumental as a reunion, a comeback, all of us getting to be together again, especially like I said, with Kai having finished his military service. That's where he was. So now that he's
They were
back and we all get to
probably
do it together and we don't,
they were probably kikiing, ha ha ha, I can't wait
yeah, all the time. Like I can't
just to
wait.
know the paperwork didn't
No,
get finalized. Excuse
yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Like,
and not only did it not get finalized, they printed a retraction. So now we're gonna have to go back and take all this
yeah.
back that we said was gonna happen, and we got to reevaluate everything. But I'm ready for the dust to be settled. I can't wait to see what the Crown Reverse album era looks like
Mhm.
going forward, the tours, the set list. And I can't wait for everything with CBX and SM to be done so everybody can move on
So
for
everyone
sure.
can move on. And I've been saying this for a while. EXOs, be mindful so you guys don't have to like do retractions too. Like,
Because
it's
you have no
okay
clue what's really going on.
because you don't know what's going on. And from the outside looking in, because I'm not in y'all streets, I don't be parlaying over there. Um, but it looks like they all wanted to do it together. So to see
100%.
that their fans are picking sides, that's hurtful
It's
when you
crazy.
don't know what's going on, regardless of
100%.
who's on the stage. And I've said this in multiple posts. EXO is EXO. Who's ever able to come to work, we support them. And I'm not even in y'all's fandom, and I'm like, I'm rooting for them. I wanted to like transcend settle, but like, don't hurt the ones who are able to come and show up and give you their all, who put 195% into this project to give you something that was so XO coded that you're like, yo, wow. Thank you guys for showing up. Because they could have said, you know what, everybody's not here. Let's half ass it to get it over with.
hmm
So
And not
that's
only
my two
that, but
cents.
also for the ones that are looking at CBX sideways, they cleared their calendars for this. They had
Mm-hmm.
every intention of coming back, and
Yeah.
there was another wrench thrown into the plans. So it's not like they just all of a sudden looked up and said, screw the comeback script. No, they had every intention of being a part of it. Just other things happened. And the thing about it is you they have no control. over all these other external factors. None of the members have any control over any of these external factors. They are literally just pawns and pieces in the game, doing their best.
Wording in
So I
contracts
commend
can be
each,
very tricky.
very much so, and I commend all of them for everything that they're doing during this season to try to get everything resolved, and for the ones that showed up in the booth and released an amazing, impeccable album. I am saying it, and I will say it till I'm blue in the face. The Reverse album is one of the best albums to be released in
This year.
2026. They set the tone, they came for the crown, and honestly, they took it.
And they
My
said
personal
back the
opinion.
hell up. Back it
And they
up.
said, back it up, back it up, back
I
it
love
up.
that song.
Oh.
I love that
Yes.
song.
Matter of fact, before we end, I know I said we would, but before we end, what is your favorite song off of the Reverse album?
It is back it up. From the first time I
Period.
heard it, I was like, this
Period.
is it. And when they released Crown, I said, you really teased us, and this is what you gave me?
Yeah.
You owe me a
Yeah.
refund. But I love me some back it up.
Yeah.
What
My
about you?
favorite song is definitely Moonlight Shadows.
It's a good
I
song.
heard it and I was like, this is beautiful. Beautiful, endearing, yearning.
Yeah. And I also love how albums are getting back to being full bodies of work and no skips.
Yeah.
That is
Full
a
bodies of work.
hard task
Yeah.
to accomplish.
It is.
And
And it's
the
not
boy,
easy to label an album no skip because some of y'all be lying.
mm-mm.
You
Big
some
life,
of
and
y'all
the
be
truth ain't in
lying.
you.
The
Hmm.
Crown, the Reverse album is a no
Just
skip
call it what it
album.
is.
The
Just
Crown
call it
album.
what it
That's what it
is.
should have been called. I don't know why they didn't call it that. That was a reverse. Where did we go? We didn't go backwards. This is
We
Crown.
didn't.
We royal
Hmm.
over here. Every single song off the album
Yeah.
is better than the next, and it's a no skip from beginning to end. It's a no
Yes,
skip
ma'am.
album.